It's been more than a year since the Palisades fire tore through the Los Angeles area, burning more than 23,000 acres. 12 people died, and the fire destroyed more than 6,800 structures. It's a long road to recovery for people who lost everything, and the process of rebuilding will take years. That is the subject of a new book by CBS News national correspondent Jonathan Vigliotti called Torched: How a City Was Left to Burn and the Olympic Rush to Rebuild L.A. Jonathan, thank you so much for taking some time.
Thank you.
You know, we all were watching those devastating images, but you were living it right there on the ground. What was that experience like for you?
You know, I've covered many fires, countless fires at this point in my career, specifically in California and the West. Never before had I found myself in the middle of a firestorm, in the chaos that I watched unfold before my very eyes. When we arrived, my producer and I, Christian Duran, in the SUV that we were driving, we got through the perimeter of town, and immediately, and this was an hour into this fire, there was bumper-to-bumper traffic as evacuations without official orders at that point being issued. You had people in a panic state, self-evacuating, causing gridlock. In that chaos, it became nearly impossible for firefighters to get through. And as I was on the ground for the first 4 to 5 hours, I didn't see a single firefighter in the area that we were covering. At the time, I thought we were maybe in the wrong part of where this fire was ripping through the town. We watched as the fire came down from the Santa Monica Mountains, reaching neighborhood after neighborhood, home after home. Before my very eyes, this neighborhood was going up in flames. No firefighters. I thought they were somewhere else. I later learned that was ground zero for where this fire entered the town of the Palisades. And the firefighters did not show up, really, for the rest of that afternoon into the evening. And so as I was processing this, very quickly did it become clear, this was a failed response. What led up to this is really the focus of the book, and what can be done in the future so that history doesn't repeat itself again is also a critical question.
It felt for many days that people were just on their own, trying to save their lives, trying to save their homes. Was your personal safety in danger? It felt to me, I was nervous just watching you in the middle of it all.
So was my mom. You know, we, all joking aside, you know, we are trained for this. And that training teaches us how to behave in these circumstances. Though when you are in the middle of a firestorm like that, you're really thinking on your feet, and safety is always the biggest priority. We need to bear witness to these stories, to share the information to the public. So many people were at work when this fire began. Many people weren't even aware of the weather system that sparked that fire and allowed it to grow so fast because of a failure from local leadership to even inform the public to begin with. So we really became the eyes and the ears for that community. When I was posting videos, even on social media, thousands of responses within the first few minutes. Everyone wanting to know, people that were stuck outside of the perimeter as the town was blocked off now officially by police officers, wanting to know if their homes were spared. In one case, we were asked, my producer and I, to go and save 3 dogs from a home. And initially, we weren't sure if that was something that we should be doing for safety's sake. I, at that point, still thought that firefighters were there and would be able to respond. I am so grateful we decided to go to that home. We rescued those dogs. Hours later, that home went up in flames, once again highlighting, if journalists can go there and safely do this, why weren't firefighters there on the ground? And it's not firefighters' faults. They're the heroes of this story, but there was a chain of command. Any firefighter here in New York knows this. You follow that chain of command. Unfortunately, that chain of command, starting with the mayor, was broken from the very minute this fire began.
You spent a lot of time in the book in regard to that failed response and also touch on the recovery, which has been very difficult. And yet there are promises that it will be done quickly.
Yes, and as I report in this book, speaking with so many sources that were there on the ground, familiar with the conversations going on, this rush to rebuild ahead of the 2028 Olympics is really an effort to turn the page, to change the optics of this failed response. The mayor and the governor working together to expedite permits. Everyone wants to get back to their home fast, not the enemy of good. But with that said, shortcuts almost always are. And the permitting process scrutinizes how we build, making sure we build safely. And it's been expedited. And in that speed, the city is not really asking those difficult questions. How do we adapt a blueprint to fit the crisis at hand? We know that because of climate change, there's going to be more extreme weather. We need to adapt, and we can adapt. We can protect these homes. We could build new homes to stronger standards. And right now, that's the failure. There is time, though. The good news here, there is time. Because even though the permitting process has been fast, breaking ground has been pretty slow because there's just not enough manpower. It gives homeowners the time to look into better materials that exist out there, comparable in terms of cost, and also will keep those insurance premiums low. And in California, the insurance crisis is very real right now.
Well, Jonathan Vigliotti, thank you for your tremendous reporting and for this book. You can learn more about the fire and the response in the new book, Torched. It's on shelves now.